morning, everybody. Okay, I have time for one Spyro run today. Today's just super busy. Okay, hold on. My audio for some reason is being a bit of a booger. So yeah, I have time for one run. I was really trying to fit in 2 runs today, but with the stuff that I have to do, I just don't think I can manage it. So what was I doing with 3339? Huh. Don't know. Anyway, let's go. So yeah, it would be nice to finally sub 30, but we've said that for quite a while now, haven't we? Morning, Shadow Dash. Hope you're doing well today. Thanks for the good luck. Did you do anything fun over the weekend? We went out of town to see family for 4th of July, and it's good to be home. Like, I love his family, don't get me wrong, but it's always just nice to be back in your own bed, you know? Wanted that gem, Sparks. Is it going to be one of those days? It was just a 1, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not convinced Sparks grabbed that 10 though, if I'm being real. I think it kind of landed right on me, but it might not have actually been grabbed. Yeah, I feel like we charged through the flame chest and the gem landed behind me and Sparks didn't care. I'd rather not leave behind a 10 in Artisans of all places, but that's easy enough to make up. Hey Sancho, hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I painted Trico purple today, gave him some horns.
Are you ready to go?
That's kind of apt, isn't it? Sparks is kind of like Trico. He doesn't listen when you need him to. So you're not going to be around, Sancho, for the last Guardian race, right? On the 17th? Oh yeah, I guess we haven't really figured out what time it is yet. I was actually surprised to see that Usurp had already taken the day off, like, before we had everything fully figured out. It should be fun, though. I am genuinely concerned about losing. Samurai is just obliterating the category. Like, Samurai is doing really good. And, you know, part of it is on me. I could have had the world record by now, but I've just been doing it in a relaxed way for the last year and a half. If I had been pushing really hard, yeah, I mean, I could have had the world record by now. So it's kind of my own fault that my current ranking is where it is, you know? But Samurai had a really good run. He's able to troubleshoot Trico really well. Yeah, Shadow Tash, we're hoping for the 17th. It should be me and Samurai Blue and Usurpering racing the last Guardian. Oh, I hate how close that is. That's a surprising time save in Dry Canyon. I don't usually expect to save time there. Hey, Fantasia. Hope you're doing well today. Have a good weekend. Oh, Morty Cam is borfed yet again. We might need a new cam. This one keeps kind of going offline. Thanks, Ozari, for the good luck. Yeah, Morty Cam should fix itself here in a minute or two. It's kind of being a little finicky at the moment. Because I can see that the little loading thing for Morty Cam is still giving it its best. So I think he probably just tapped it and it got confused. That felt really nice. All of that kind of going the way that it should have. The hover onto the roof and then first try on the rocket. That felt good. Okay, it says Morty Cam is offline. I'll fix it here in a second. When I have a minute. I missed that guy. It's just a 5, which is fine. Like, we can make that up, but... Stream literally unwatchable. Everybody's here for Morty. I know that. That's a surprising gold, actually. Clifftown is very hard to kind of perfect. And that still could have been better. Also, don't ask me when I've last saved my golds. That's not important. I'm just so close to a PB, and I want to save everything all at once. I'm so close to sub 30. I'll catch up with chat here in a minute if y'all are saying anything. You know I can't look over during flights. I mean, whatever. Let's do the world record routing. It's harder, it's dangerous. It's also more fun, so... live life on the edge. Oh, my split didn't work. We saved so much more time than it says. Because I tried to split, but it didn't actually split. There you go. Morty Cam's back. It fixed itself. As it always does. I'll find him in a second. Okay, well, I changed my answer. Morty Cam is kind of back. It's not actually moving. Oh boy. How people figured the optimized routes for the flights is amazing. We spent so long on flights. And it really is, like, shocking how much a little difference in the routing can make. You know, you just get a plane before an arch or whatever, and suddenly that's like 3 seconds. But yeah, I believe, and I've said this before and been proven wrong, but I believe that we're basically kind of at the end as far as flight optimization. It just is what it is, and we're approaching the end of human ability. You know. Especially like Wild Flight, Furrow pushing Wild Flight to 43.5 from 43.7. I'm not sure that you could push it much closer than 43.4. So we're really skirting task levels in some Spyro flights. Some are a little bit more, you know, a little bit more wiggle room. But some of them are really competitive. Once we switch worlds, I'll go over and unplug Mort's camera so that we can fix it. Who else excited for the new Crash game? It looks fun. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what's up with the rumors of in-game, like, transactions. Microtransactions, that's the word I'm looking for. Because, you know, they're saying that it's not going to have any, but that's not going to stop them from adding it later, or whatever. I can't really think of what would you buy in a Crash game. Crash racing game? Sure, I can see what you would buy, but, like, in an actual Crash game, what would you buy? It looks fun, though. I think that both that and Ratchet and Clank should be, like, two of the bigger hits that are coming. Sparks! I jumped early so you could have that 5, and you totally didn't. Hey, Alex. Thank you for the resub. How you been? At least I think that was a resub. I only got to look for like a half a second. but I appreciate it. Okay, we don't need that chest, apparently. We need to watch our gem count, because between me and Sparks, we're running a little low here. Morty Cam, sort yourself out here. There we go. It's fixed. Welcome back, Morty. Haha! I got the inputs right. Peacekeeper inputs are really hard for me. There's like one fewer screen, so there's one fewer input. Got a couple of Hollow Knight 106 speed walks in the books. How did they go, Alex? I can't really conceive of doing 106. Like, that seems insane. That took a smidge longer than I might have liked it to. That's okay, though. That's okay, Alex. I was just asking how your 106s went. Because like I said, even just me learning all skills, I never even got to... I forget like what the name of the skip is called, but when you're trying to go get like Yzma's Tear, and you hop down just barely above the water to do the crystal dash, I never got to any of that. And that seems insane by itself, but then you have 106 and you do those things all the time for a lot longer than you do in all skills. It just seems like such an insane run. Is her name Yzma? Did I even say that right? Or am I just making that up that that's her name? So wall should come up here, and then we can pick up these gems while we're waiting. Yeah, good. Sparks! Buddy! I missed that guy. He's only 2, so that's not such a big deal. Okay, well, that guy just kind of noped out. I mean, we have blue sparks. I'm gonna get this extra chest anyway. I'd rather be ahead than behind. I'll take damage for it, but whatever. Okay, sorry, I'll catch up with chat. Wow, 5 hours loadless. What's like, not necessarily the world record, but what's a time that a lot of people in like the top 5 are coming in at? Because I have no concept of how long that run would be, but it seems like a really long run. I mean, you're getting essentially everything in the game. She gets mad at you for bonking because it hurts Spyro's head. So sub 3, I mean, that's still a really long run. I can't imagine, right? Thanks, this guy, for the good luck. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day. I can't imagine. Like, obviously, I do Last Guardian. That's 3.5 hours. But that is so chill compared to Hollow Knight, you know? That's like, you sit there and wait for Trico, and you have breaks, and I can look over at chat as much as I want because Trico is just doing his own thing. I can't imagine having such a tight run like Hollow Knight for like multiple hours, you know? Oh, I didn't even get this chest. That's fine. The bonk on the wall kind of killed the fact that I exploded off of the chest at a nice angle. But still, we're doing pretty solid. It's also still early in the run, so we shall see, but... Oh yeah, doing it segmented for sure. That's how I learned Last Guardian. I would just practice like probably 15-minute sections at a time. Because otherwise it's way too overwhelming, you know? How's that going, Sancho? Are you finding like any parts where you're getting like super stuck and it's really frustrating? Because for me, honestly, I would say like the first hour of The Last Guardian is the place where I can save the most time. So it's definitely, you know, just because it's at the beginning doesn't make it easy. Did the whole run without practice? Just kept trying till you got it right? Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I kind of did that when I was learning Hollow Knight. I would just kind of walk into an area, have the video open of other people doing it, and then just be like, okay, you know, let's see what happens. And eventually you just do it enough that you start to remember. That being said, I still got lost a lot. Do you keep any of the all skills routing? Or do you just, you know, you're just good at it by virtue of kind of knowing where things are already from all skills? Oh, we got that too. Nice. Crystal can really wreck us. It's RNG, really, on the first arch, whether we get stuck behind it. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of cinematics until you start running it. Yeah, I totally feel you, Sancho. You don't realize how many times you lose control of your character to watch, like, the fake cinematics, not like the straight up cutscenes, but camera pans and you can't move during them, or, you know, the camera just locks onto Trico for a hot second. You're right, you don't realize how many of those there are until you're trying to move during them, and then you're like, oh my god, just go, you know? If somebody could figure out how to skip that stuff in The Last Guardian, that would be revolutionary. It would shave at least half an hour off the run, I think. Like, you could so easily sub 3 hours without those. But I have tried all sorts of things to get those cutscenes to skip, and I just cannot. Oh, Fantasia, you just got the Ace Koala. That's the one I want the most. I did get Pride Pog and the Dragon, though, and those are my other two favorites, so I'm lucky that I got those. How do all y'all have, Ace Panda, or Panda? That is not a panda. Get your act together. Ace Koala. I've been, like, hopping around from place to place trying to collect, emotes, and, you know, giving bits and stuff where I can. But, really, this is blowhard for you. Really, I don't have that many of the Pride emotes. I think I still have, like, a little more than a week, maybe. I really didn't want to get hit there, but we still have blue. That'll be okay. We can work with blue. Blowhard is so much my kryptonite. I don't remember the last time I just even had an average blowhard. Don't do it. Thank you. Alright, we didn't lose that much time. Should be fine. Oh, Pride Flower is really cute. The one with the penguin.
Would you like to go?
I didn't, Azuri. I was actually saving them for lunch today. But yeah, I went over to, like, just a couple small streamers, gave a couple bits, you know, a sub here and there to get some emotes. Okay, we have 32 seconds coming into Beastmakers. Whether we keep that essentially comes down to Treetops, the second double back on the supercharge. See you later, Shadow Tash. What do you think about thinking? I think that I don't think as much as I should. I think the thinking is overrated. Except for when you need to do a think, and then you should think real hard. I think everybody should be like Morty when it comes to thinking. You think about very little, but when you do, you make that think count. That's what I think. Because Morty's got a total of potentially as many as 3 brain cells bopping around in there. Sometimes he uses them. but only when he needs to. Ah, I was really trying to go and get both these guys. It was a risk, didn't pay off, that's okay. Oh, and he got me too? Oh, that guy is such a nightmare. His range is always just a little bit bigger than I think it is. There are chickens here, so that at least is fine. Speaking of Morty, by the way, I don't know if you saw on the bottom of the video, but for the first time, Ask Mort is now a command that you can use in chat to ask Morty questions. I've actually been working on it for a long time, and I don't necessarily think that it's gonna work, you know, perfectly, but it should be fun. Sparks! Sparks! So who knows how much time we just lost because Sparks decided to stare at that 10 gem. Wild should have some time save in it anyway. We might not be able to cash in on it now because of Sparks being kind of a dumbhead, but yeah, that should be good. I'm addicted to playing with the Hey Mort command. I'm still building out, you know, all of the answers, so sometimes he won't make any sense. But it's a custom script that I and one other person have been working together to write. He should mostly answer according to what kind of question you ask him. You know, if you start with why, he'll answer differently than if you start with what. So sometimes he'll make sense, most of the time, maybe not. Come here, chicken. Oh, the extra life. Cashing it in exactly when it matters. That is literally the entire reason that we do fodder management for the entire run. Is in the hopes of getting the extra life right there. Blow up, would you? Alright, don't need the extra life, so I'm not gonna take it. You can explode. One frog left, and he should be, yeah, just basically lined up right where he needs to be. I'm trying to gain as much time as we can in Misty, because if treetops should go wrong, we could still PB as long as I don't lose a lot of time here. I think Sparks left a 5, even though I basically ran directly over it. Nice. That was a really good Misty. Thanks for redeeming lizard treats. I'll give Morty a treat at the end of the run. Alright, so into treetops we go. If we get the exploit, you know, the double back on the supercharge on the first try, we are looking pretty solid to PB. If not, we could still PB, but we need to have a pretty clean rest of the run. I'm a little concerned at how unconcerned Sparks is at picking up gems. I was sure he didn't get that 5 either, and I was gonna be like, bro, are you serious? See, he didn't get that 2 though. I don't want to double back for like every single gem. Oh, you son of a... He came in between flames. What a jerk. I'll leave the chicken. I'd rather... If I don't get him before we do the chest, he's just gonna take time from Sparks getting the gems, so... I'd rather not. Like, sure, I'd like to be yellow, but... Oof, we got it. Alright! This run has legs. Thief! Thief, buddy. You can't... I just said the run has legs. You can't cut my legs out from under me here. Chicken, I don't really want you or need you, realistically. So yeah. Sure, we lost a lot of time. Because of treetops, and treetops is treetops, but whatever. Because we'll get a bunch of chickens here in Metalhead. Metalhead is super generous with the fodder animals. Does kind of suck that we lost that much time in treetops, but it's alright. It was just really not optimized movement, like that was what caused that to happen. And, you know, the thieves, both of the thieves were kind of trolls. Can you tell that the joystick on my controller is going? Because every now and then I just kind of dart off in a random direction. I don't have any more controllers that don't do that. And I don't want to buy another controller. We have 3. Hey, Miss Ray. Yeah, we're doing all right. We stand to PB at the moment. We'll see where we're at the end here, but a good metalhead will really help. And by good metalhead, I mean not getting hit a bunch and having pretty good management and RNG on the pylons. Alright, he broke one of his own pylons there, which is fantastic. I'll get this gem while I'm waiting. Give me the 10. So that wasn't the worst first phase of Metalhead, but it was a bit slow. Just kind of the way he chose to throw the monkeys. He could have broken 2 of his own pylons, but he only broke 1. Still better than him breaking 0, though. That, however, was excellent. That was exactly how I wanted that to go. We don't often get that skill point, which is for not getting hit by metalheads, so that kind of indicates that that was a little bit better than average. Hey Des, thanks for stopping by. Oh, your daughter likes Lion Guard? I unironically started watching that like a while ago. I stopped watching it, but I was just kind of curious how they were going to handle a Lion King TV show, and it wasn't half bad, really. I don't know, maybe it's gone downhill since, but do they really have skinks in there? Because of course Mort is the good kind. I'm not going back for that chest. The time loss is not worth the 2 gems that are in it.
Are you ready to go?
I'm really pushing hard on time save. Welcome back, Shadowtash. We lost a little bit of time in treetops, but we are looking really good on gems, so we should just be able to blast through Jacques, which is great. Oh, Alzura, you did it! Request a game, Ridge Racer 2. Thank you. I know we were talking about it. I'll sort out how to do the controller thing and set everything up, and then I'll let you know if I have questions. Oh, I didn't get that 10. Well. Spyro, get up the stairs, please. We're doing pretty solid at this point. Had to wait till you had 10k left. Sure. Isn't Lion Guard the Disney Channel spinoff of The Lion King? Yes, that is what it is. And Sancho, you say it's watchable? I mean, it's not like watching the Lion King movie. But I didn't think it was too bad. It was definitely... It was no Last Airbender as far as accessibility for adults. It was very much a kid's show, but... It's also nothing like Paw Patrol, to be fair. We are quite well acquainted with Paw Patrol because, oops, my husband's sister has 2 kids, nearly 3. So Paw Patrol is definitely a thing that we have heard more than enough of. Alright, this run has legs. Can we not screw it up? Is the Tangled series actually good? It's weird that, that sometimes the things that you don't really think are gonna be interesting are actually, like, really good. I guess a lot of people liked the Emperor's New Groove show, for example. Right, and the How to Train Your Dragon TV show apparently is also, like, really good. I knew that was gonna happen. I was trying to get around him, but... Sparks, I wanted that. That was just a waste of time, you big yellow booger. I think we're okay on gems. I did a quick calculation in my brain, and I think we're fine. We should end up slightly over gem. But I'll be honest that I am extraordinarily bad at math, so it'll be a surprise. What do you need gems for? In order for the balloonist to take us... 6,029 is nice. In order for the balloonist to take us to the next world, which is the final world, he's going to be like, I'm not going to take you unless you have 6,000 gems. So we needed to make sure that before we hopped out of here, we had the 6,000.
Are you ready to go?
So in Spyro 2 and 3, it's usually Moneybags who asks you for gems, and he's totally being greedy. He's just like, ho ho, I'm just a rich bear man, give me your gems. But the balloonists, I think, at least, are kind of like, boy, I'm kind of worried about the Dragon Worlds. You better fix some stuff before you go fight Nasty, Spyro. Even though I don't know why they think that, because if we just defeat Nasty, then everything will be fixed, right? Thank you, Morty, for your faith in me. So now that we're in Nasty's world, gems, dragons, all of that doesn't matter. It's literally get to the portal at the end of the world. That's all that matters. Excuse me? That, like, barrel, it didn't go anywhere. This is risky because I have green sparks and I have to take a hit. Going into Twilight Harbor like this is going to be very risky. You have the number of gems that you have. That's basically how I function, Sancho. I'm like, I have some gems. I'm gonna pick some up. Oh, thank God for that rat. I'm gonna pick some up. Maybe it'll add up to 6,000. Let's see. It's always an adventure coming out of Jacques. See, what I don't understand, Fantasia, is like the entire time before I've defeated Nasty when I've been freeing dragons, why isn't he just turning them into crystal again? Why isn't he just being like, nope, and then just refreezing them as soon as I leave? Ah, the invisible wall. Alright, well, at least it only stopped us once. Still gold somehow, despite that invisible wall. Okay, so things could still come apart on Nasty. As per most speedruns, it's not just an easy coast to the end. But I see no reason why, assuming that we even just have an average Nasty with not even early Key Thief, that we wouldn't PB. But I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Because if I say something, I'm going to end up in the purple goo. And we're going to have to start over. So... Oh, I'm so glad that I got him. I was further behind him than I wanted to be. I tried to get the early Key Thief, and I accidentally flamed and jumped at the same time, which slowed me down. And if he gets away from you, that's a lot of time lost. Nork, get past me. Oh. So you can come really close to Nork around that corner, and if you do, you can bong off of a huge hitbox around him, and it'll tank you right into the purple goo. And if that happens, then please don't go away. Then you start the entire level over. Like, if Nork kills you, it's back to before you've even gotten any of the thieves, which is why it's definitely a run killer. But this is the very end of the run. Even if we lose 5 seconds, like, whatever. I don't see why I wouldn't PB. Don't fall in the lava. There's no way we can lose. Come on. Yeah, 6 seconds. Whatever. It's fine. This has to be my first sub 30, right? It has to be, because not all of this time save is real time save. Thanks for the GGs, everybody. Just sub 30. That's all I want. All I want. It's all I've ever wanted. And there it is. Alzir, you were insanely close. You were so close. Alzir, if I could show you my screen, I promise that I am saving my golds. I promise. So that's a new PB. Kozaruni just beat me So let me just look real quick if that gives us, like, if that kicks us a place. I don't think it does. Oh, it does by 1 second. Sorry, Bubbles. Rest in peace. So, yeah, it kicks us by 1 place. Oh, thank you, Sancho. Don't worry about it. But I will be here tomorrow with The Last Guardian. So, yay, we finally sub 30 after all this time. It's literally been, a year and a half of running Spyro any percent NBS in order to get sub 30. Like, sweet, we finally did it. Thank you for the follow, Stepkey. And thanks for the good luck. Hope you're having a good day today. But that's all the time I have today, unfortunately. I was gonna do 2 runs, but I have so much to do. So I gotta go back to work. Somehow I've gotten 8 emails in the time that I've been doing this run. So, yeah, your whole sub time, Alzuri, for sure. Because Spyro was basically the first thing that I started doing. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow for The Last Guardian. And then Alzuri, if I have time to figure it out, we will maybe do Ridge Racer on Thursday. Otherwise, you know, I'll work on figuring it out and we'll have it soon. But I'm gonna toss you. Somebody was streaming Spyro. Oh yeah, okay. So somebody's streaming Spyro Year of the Dragon, and I'm just gonna throw you to them because let's stay on point here. We want to stay with Spyro. So hang on for a raid, and then when I toss you over, just go ahead and say hi. Let them know that you're there. It's OG Spyro too, it looks like. So hang on for just a little bit and the raid will start. But thank you everybody so much for joining. Thanks for the resubs, the follows, everything. Y'all are wonderful. You are lovely people. So we're going to go to Jeremy Thompson. Let Jeremy know that you're there. Say hi. And I will see you tomorrow for The Last Guardian. See you later, everybody.
Could be good. There's one turn, I already passed it a long time ago, but there's one turn in that challenge where the camera is turned in a certain way. Doesn't seem to be manual, why that just happens sometimes when you don't get a good time. And it's really easy to hit one of the things that you're not supposed to hit, or the obstacles. Smooth one. Hey Saber, how's it going?